Now we're ready to get things underway. Gutemberg said he wants to showcase his takedowns. Scooby, of course, well-versed in that department. Pereira has been going very consistently for this grip high over the collar. Be on the lookout for him to set up Uchimata, throwing his leg in between the legs of Scooby and bringing his hips up underneath to sweep over the top. And Marcus Ribeiro, the owner of the self-titled Scooby Sweep. He pulls guard, posting on the knee. Saw Jackson Nagai, that was his winning movement in the middleweight world championship in 2024. Pereira using these, I would say, halfway attempts at foot sweeps to throw off the balance of Ribeiro, just to set up perhaps that Uchimata that we were talking about.
It's a rematch of the PANS 2024 Absolute Final. Gutenberg won via submission.
Referee's going to reset them back in the middle. One penalty apiece. Just under 2 minutes have elapsed in this ultra heavyweight semifinal.
Marcus Scooby had that amazing submission over Roosevelt Souza in the quarterfinal to advance to this match. Gutenberg defeated Felipe Costa. Gutenberg representing AOJ. Scooby representing Alliance.
A lot of aggression from Ribeiro on these pass attempts. Really putting the pressure on Gutenberg. Chest to chest for Marcus Scooby.
Deep crossface for Scooby. Gutenberg makes some space, gets back to his close guard. Good recovery there by Gutenberg Pereira. Flat half position will earn Scooby an advantage.
Very interesting movement from on top.
De La Riva X position from Gutenberg. Good spot for him to start to work on a sweep. He's got control of the sleeve grip. See if he tries to off balance Scooby to his right.
Pulling on the belt over the top and trying to turn that into a sweep, but they reset back on the feet. 44 seconds shy of the halfway point of the match.
Over on mat 1, Pedro Machado is taking on Eric Muniz. That's your other ultra heavyweight semifinal. Gutenberg had some great takedown attempts in his first match against Felipe Costa. Looks as though he wants to establish some grips and get back into some of those attempts.
It was that sort of attempt that led to him doing the loop choke over Roosevelt Souza. So Gutenberg needs to be very aware of Scooby's ability to really capitalize on off balances like this. Scooby looked like he was ready to jump over the top for an armbar,
Gutenberg
but
now attacking the back.
not the best turn of events, or so it seems for Marcus Scooby, as he recovers and gets back on top once again. Heavy half guard pressure.
2 points for Marcus Scooby Ribeiro.
So all in all, that situation not as bad as it could have been for either competitor.
Looked like Scooby was going for a flying triangle, perhaps.
Only Scooby knows.
Had Gutenberg in a similar position earlier in the match.
A little bit of a pause for the referee to settle a deliberation between him and the table. 2 points for Marcus Scooby. Other than that, it is a tied battle. Considering their last encounter went in the way of Gutenberg Pereira, you got to think Scooby is feeling good right now about where he's at.
Yeah, very different match in the absolute final at the Pans. Like we mentioned, Gutenberg did end up winning by submission. Had control most of the way through that one. Scooby in another really solid passing position, but Gutenberg gets away from it.
Forcing Gutenberg to turtle. And they're going to reset back in the center. Just a little over 3 minutes for Scooby to retain this lead if he wants a shot in the final at a crown.
Three-minute mark approaches. Marcus Scooby Ribeiro leading Gutenberg Pereira by 2 points. Both athletes have 2 advantages and 2 penalties on the board. Gutenberg pulls to his closed guard, and they'll go back to the center.
So far, very tight battle. Both athletes have had plenty of opportunities to really put one another in a bad spot.
Gutenberg's got that underhook. See if he's able to come up to his knees. There he goes. Now rolls back under the other way. Gutenberg Pereira gets back on top.
Oh, but he might get put in an armbar situation, Danny.
Beautiful sweep by Gutenberg. Scooby nearly counters with that arm lock attempt.
2 minutes to work. We've already seen that Marcos Ribeiro is able to make these comebacks happen. He's got the firepower for it, Danny. As you see right here.
Scooby comes back up. He'll get an advantage for his efforts.
And the battle will resume on the feet.
Gutenberg Pereira looks like he's having some difficulties with that left elbow. We saw that earlier today.
Yeah, right at the end of his first round matchup, he made a really just an uncomfortable face and clutched his left elbow. Now it seems like here, in perhaps the most volatile moment of the match, his elbow's flaring up in an intrusive way. Wish we had a replay of that first round matchup to where we could see like what happened to his elbow, because it was literally within the last, I want to say 20 seconds of that matchup that his elbow got hit in a weird way.
Always hard to know if it's a pre-existing injury or something that happened in the match. But it's something that the medics have tended to several times now throughout the event.
I suppose with the lack of off-season in jiu-jitsu competition around the world nowadays, a lot of these competitors are competing year-round, and not a lot of time to take a summer to heal your injuries. This puts both competitors in an interesting spot where they both have a great reason to be patient.
Scooby leading by just one advantage. One minute left in this ultra heavyweight semifinal at the Crown.
Now, if Scooby is able to put together one more solid takedown attempt and get an advantage, it's not easy to tell who would be in the lead in a ref's decision.
Gutenberg pulls to the guard position. He's trying to work an omoplata. Now he's going to feed that lapel to his right hand.
Letting this happen, though, for Scooby is just not the best situation. Letting a grip on the lapel get set up and Gutenberg to get going with wrapping him up, it's just not.
Triangle attempt here from Gutenberg. Hard to tell if he's got a good angle.
And more than just the threat of the submission, it's time wasted.
Now into an omoplata. Can Gutenberg use this to sweep? Doesn't have a lot of time. 6 seconds. Looks like time's gonna run out. And Marcos Scooby Ribeiro is going to advance to the ultra heavyweight final here at the IBJJF Crown presented by Flow Grappling.
And my apologies, I don't know if I read the scoreboard incorrectly, but Marcos Ribeiro actually was the one in the lead. A big victory for Marcos Ribeiro today. Referee seems to be taking just a moment.
Want to remind you guys that the IBJJF Crown presented by Flow Grappling is sponsored by King's Kimonos. Head over to kings.com, check out their latest gis and apparel. when the referee has his hand to his earpiece, it means that the two refs on the side reviewing the video footage are communicating to him.
Now I wonder what the deliberation is. It was indeed a very tight battle through and through. Like you probably heard, I was under the impression that Marcus Scooby was actually not in the lead, but wins by an advantage. Marcus Scooby moves on to the final.